Chet Holmgren is out for a year after taking a LeBron drive, but that wasn't a stupid injury. At least he was playing basketball. It's not like he had body lotion burn his eyes, or punching someone at a party, or playing too many video games. All of those actually happen to NBA players, and even Michael Jordan makes this list. At the end is a dumb injury to a star that didn't make the top 10 because it saved the franchise. Number 10, Derrick Rose. When he was a rookie, D Rose was eating an apple in bed. He used a very sharp knife to cut the apple into slices, then set down the knife and forgot about it. D Rose rolled over in bed and cut himself so bad on his arm it required stitches. He said, "I panicked when it first happened. I called the Bulls trainer. We got it stitched up about 8 a.m. It was a large wound." Yeah, 10 stitches. That is gigantic for rolling on a knife. Number 9, Russell Westbrook. This one happened on the court, but was totally unnecessary. In the 2013 playoffs, Russ called a timeout. Pat Beverly dove at the ball, tearing Russ's meniscus after the whistle. Russ knew exactly what happened and slammed the scorer's table. It ended his season in the playoffs and started a legendary beef. Another reason Russ will be traded, or else he and Pat Bev will be teammates this year. Number 8, Eddy Curry. He was famous for dealing with weight issues, and this one is kind of funny, I have to be honest. While on the Knicks, he was sitting on one of those big blue, like medicine physio balls at practice, and it exploded. A New York newspaper said the ball, which is used for stretching exercises, was pronounced dead at the scene. Eddie just hurt his wrist, but he was okay. This was even worse than the time he badly sprained his ankle at a walkthrough. Being big only helps in football, not hoops. Number 7, Latrell Spreewell. Spree was hosting a party on his yacht one night, red flag number 1, when a guest vomited and didn't quite make the edge of the boat. Spree was so upset he tried to punch the guy, but swung and missed, breaking his shooting hand on a wall. So he was so embarrassed he did not report it to the Knicks, but somebody from that party leaked the story to a newspaper. The team found out and fined him $250,000. So Spree sued the newspaper, but a court threw the lawsuit out because it was 100% true. Number 6, Michael Jordan. One thing The Last Dance totally left out happened just after the Bulls' second three-peat. MJ cut his finger with a cigar cutter so bad it severed a tendon and required surgery. It was after that injury that he announced his retirement. Now, I'm not saying it was the determining factor, but even Jordan admitted, "I can't grip the ball completely. I've had a tough time picking it up off the dribble like I used to." That's not good. It's possible. At his age, the cigar cutter injury made him rethink returning, and no one even mentions it. Number 5, Gilbert Arenas. This is without a doubt the most painful injury on this list, and I'm just gonna let No Chill Gil say what happened. Team veterans convinced me to shave, you know, down there, because they said the hair stinks. I used my girlfriend's razor, which was rusty and gave me scars. The doctor prescribed medicine to dab on, but I just poured it all over. 3 days later, I woke up screaming. The skin was burnt off my scrotum down to my crack, everything. Just raw flesh. Ugh! I still had to run and play, so I used numbing spray for a month until it healed. Now I use clippers. Oh, great. By the way, Manscaped should not sponsor AM Hoops anymore. They should go find Gilbert Arenas. Number 4, BJ Tyler. You've never heard of him because his career ended in the most stupid way possible. Dude fell asleep with ice on his knee as a rookie, and it permanently killed his career. His trademark was speed, and Tyler became a slow player after that. He had to retire. Can you imagine working your entire life to get to the league, and you have to quit because you fall asleep with an ice pack? Number 3, Charles Barkley. Chuck went to an Eric Clapton concert before the 1994 season and accidentally rubbed body lotion into his eyes, which burned off a layer of his cornea. They are still making fun of him for this.
You're at a concert, you're like, hey, oh, you know, Yeah. I can't say. Who does that? Who does that in the middle of a concert?
I think it was like this.
Oh, my God.
I was joking around. I thought I was blind.
Number 2, Lionel Simmons. This reminds me of something y'all would do. Nintendo Game Boy just came out in 1991. L Train played it so much, he got tendinitis in his wrist and couldn't play. Look, I know y'all love 2K this much, but do you know about Game Boy?
We're gonna give you a game.
Does it work? Wait a minute. You don't just turn it on to get the apps.
Number 1, Larry Bird. For the final 7 years of Bird's career, he struggled with back pain from a stupid, totally avoidable injury. He just came off his second MVP, but didn't let success change him. He still had time for the people he loved, especially his mom. So that offseason, Mrs. Bird needed a new driveway. Of course, the MVP and champ could afford to pay someone else to do it, but he wanted to do it himself. He permanently injured his spine. Bird still won another MVP and another chip, but the pain was so bad, you could see him laying on the ground in between timeouts all the time, and he was forced to retire. Bird only played 13 seasons in the NBA. For context, LeBron is entering year 20, Steph entering year 14 and still going strong. We were robbed of Bird's late prime because of the dumbest injury ever. And speaking of Steph, the guy that he replaced gets, let's call it honorable mention. Monte Ellis missed most of the season after a moped accident. Not any moped accident, a low-speed moped accident. Is there anything more embarrassing than that? It screwed his team right after he signed a 6-year, $66 million contract. But the reason it's not a stupid injury, if Monte was healthy, Golden State would have won a handful more games, and they don't get the 9th pick in 2009, aka Steph Curry. So actually, it is the smartest dumb injury ever. But I found another smart, dumb injury that people forget. In 2012, there was a massive 4-team trade that sent Dwight Howard to the Lakers and Andrew Bynum to the Sixers. Philly was pumped to get a franchise center who just became a full-time All-Star. Then Bynum hurt his knee bowling. Bynum missed the entire 2013 season and left as a free agent. That chain of events led to Philly firing their entire front office and hiring Sam Hinkie. That started the process where Philly tanked for draft picks. It's how they got Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz. If Bynum doesn't go on that bowling trip, he stays healthy, is probably their franchise center, and we don't see Joel Embiid in a Sixers uniform. It's the off season, so we're gonna have, random videos like this, okay? Dumbest injuries ever? What about NBA players who got greedy and then regretted it? You could also call it when betting on yourself goes wrong. Some players do this and it really works out, like Jalen Brunson last year. The Mavs offered him like $60 million. He turned it down, had a great playoffs, just signed for $104 million with the New York Knicks. But there are 10 guys who lost a ton of money because the bet failed. Check it out.